Hello everybody, we are back with another What I Eat in a Day as a Fat Person video, and as always these videos are just for entertainment purposes. Don't go to these people's channels and leave mean comments, that's not necessary. So we're just going to get into it with this young lady here, and she has glorious hair. I really like it.
This is what a fat girl eats in a day, and as always, if you get offended by a fat person eating, scroll away now. So I woke up and I got ready straight away because I had to go out with my nan. We had to stop off and get petrol, so I grabbed some food from the petrol station. I just got this.
Petrol station food is never very nice. You're much better off either making something at home or getting it from somewhere slightly better. I'm not sure if I would classify like Starbucks or Costa better, but it's just generally not great food when you get it from a petrol station. It's usually really quite cheaply made, but that is just the way of service stations. But yeah, it's not the best way to start your day, but it's what she's chosen, so there's that.
It's ham and cheese toasty.
Yeah, and you can see how cheaply this is made. It just looks like plain white bread with some very processed ham in it, and then some melted cheese on the top. Doesn't look very nice to me, and I would resent paying for it, to be totally honest. Yeah, that doesn't look great, really.
Which they heated up in there. Was it the best toasty I ever tasted? No. But it was alright. It had a decent like little cheese pool and whatnot. Here's me just like munching on it. For what reason I decided to film myself eating today, I do not know. But, you know, here you go. Have a little montage of me eating. There's the cheese pool, and look at the cheese dripping out the side of the toasty. Anyway.
I mean, I suppose as long as she enjoys it to an extent, it's not that bad. But I think food like that just isn't worth it. It's not worth the calories, it's not worth the grease, and it's just not worth how rough it's going to make you feel after eating it, because food like that is just so greasy and it's so processed. And I always found back in my bigger days, whenever I would eat stuff like that, I would always feel really heavy and just sick afterwards, so I don't eat it anymore. But yeah, it's just not great. It's just not good food. You're much better off making something at home. But if she said she had to rush, so fair enough. But that's also one reason why having things in the fridge that are ready, like egg cups, for example, something that you've prepared beforehand, is really good for days when you're in a rush, so you can just like grab it and go. But yeah, it's not the best choice, but it's not the worst either, so there's that.
My nan actually brought some cookies from the petrol station. Honestly, these were actually really nice.
To be fair, they do look like good cookies, but chocolate cookies with chocolate chunks in them, they're going to be good. And she's still on the drive, so she's probably had that toasty and then the cookie straight after, so the breakfast has gone downhill slightly. You don't need dessert for breakfast, that's unnecessary. There's no reason why she can't have a cookie, but you're much better off waiting till the end of the day to have it after you've had your dinner. And you need it, and you don't need it, it's more of an additional thing, so you don't need to have dessert every day. You certainly don't need a dessert for breakfast.
I absolutely demolished this, and then once again you guys have a little montage of me just like munching on it. I don't know why, don't ask me. And then I also had this peach and mango Robinson's juice. This is like, oh my god, one of the best juices ever.
Juices aren't the best, they're generally full of sugar. If you have squash, I like squash, for example, it's much better, so you still get the flavour, you still get a lot of liquids in, even though it's not technically water, but you can get reduced sugar and you can get no added sugar ones nowadays, and because you only use such a small amount of concentrate, it's not too bad. But the ones that you buy in the shop that are generally prepared, they're not the best as a rule. And when you go for general fruit juices like apple juice and orange juice, you've actually taken out the best bit of the fruit, which is the fibre. So having a glass of orange juice can be as bad as drinking full fat Coke at times because of the sugar content. If you like juices like that, you're much better off actually eating the fruit. But I do know that they are very tasty, and I am very partial to apple juice on occasion. And these Jacob's crackers, they are good, they're nice, but I think they're like 45 calories a cracker, and it is very easy to overeat on them. So it's very easy just to kind of pick up a handful, like 4, and then you don't think it's that much, but the calories add up really quickly. So 4 crackers is 180 calories, give or take, which is a lot. And then when you add stuff inside them, you can very easily go to 300-400 calories on 4 crackers. So it's just best to be mindful of stuff like that. It can lull you into a false sense of security.
And when I got home, I munched on some cheese with crackers. This is just like the cheese triangles between two crackers, but it's so good. And then for dinner, I had 2 chicken rolls. I had one in like a brioche bun and then one in a sourdough bun. And then
That is just such a sad dinner to me. It just doesn't look very nice. The chicken is great. It's really, really high in protein, and it looks like it's like a not a fresh chicken, but it's not deep fried or anything like that. So that looks really, really good. But she would be much better off just having one roll and having a side of fruit or veggies or a salad, even just something like carrot sticks or cucumber sticks, anything that she likes that's more fresh, because she hasn't actually eaten anything fresh in this day, so she'd be better off having something like that instead of another roll. And the thing with these rolls is they are quite thick and they can get so stodgy, especially these ones over here. And it's no fun to eat stodgy food, especially when it's stodgy food on top of stodgy food. So yeah, have one roll and then a side of fruit or veg. You eat much more filling, much more nutritious, and you would feel better after it as well.
later on, I had a pack of salt and vinegar discos. This was a share pack, but I ate the whole thing to myself.
Having a share pack on your own is uncalled for. So this is an 80-gram bag and a serving is 30. So this is nearly 3 servings of crisps that she's eaten. And I can't see the calories, but the fact that these are all red is not a good sign. And I would assume it's 100 and probably 130 calories for a serving, give or take. So that's 390 calories roughly in this bag that she's eaten. And this is also a dessert. So she's had dessert for breakfast and then dessert for dinner as well. You certainly don't need 2 desserts in a day. That's just unnecessary.
Yes, I did. Leave me alone. And I also had some mini eggs, but I was actually told to heat them up in the microwave, so I done just that. And oh my god, absolutely unreal. 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend. It's literally
Another dessert, so that's 3 desserts in one day. I must say I've never put mini eggs in the microwave, and maybe at Easter I'll give it a go if I remember. Highly unlikely that I will. But again, is another dessert. So she's had chocolate dessert in the morning, then she's had crisps, and then she's had more chocolate in the evening. You don't need it. You just don't. And so if she knew that she was going to have chocolate or something at the end of the day, she certainly didn't need the cookie. Or have one or the other. You don't need all of them.
the best thing ever. Anyways, that's it. Come back for tomorrow. Love ya.
She, much like many of them, didn't have any greenery, anything fresh. The chicken wasn't that bad, but it's not obviously a vegetable, so she does need to incorporate, or she should incorporate, more fruits and veggies just for her general health. Not about weight loss or anything like that, but more so how she feels, how her body is. And it's just good for you. It's better for your muscles, it's better for your organs. You just need some fruit and veg. It's good for you, and it's tasty.
Hi, I'm Anna. Here's what I eat in a day as a happy fat woman. I started off with lunch because that's just the time I wake up. I had half of a Trader Joe's.
Waking up at lunch always kind of baffles me. It's like, do you not go to work? I don't know, I just find it a bit odd. But if you're waking up at midday and then you're having your first meal, I think it's kind of egregious to call it lunch. It is technically breakfast if you're having it straight after waking up. But yeah, she's having a salad by the looks of things, which is good.
Southwestern style salad with adding half an avocado and some bean and cheese taquitos.
That does look like a lot of bean and cheese taquitos. I don't know what a taquito is, I must admit, but that does look like a lot of carbs. Salad looks really nice. It looks really, really tasty. But you could probably do with 3 of these and not 6. Again, I don't know what they are, but they look fried, but I could be mistaken. But whether they're fried or not, you don't need 6, especially when they're beans and cheese. If it was like veggies, if it was just pure vegetables in there, roasted vegetables or something like that, with some diced chicken, then having 6, yes, would still be unnecessary, but wouldn't be as bad. But that's just a bit ridiculous, and I would love to know how much of this creamy Caesar salad dressing that she uses as well.
This should be an ad for Trader Joe's. Had a little bit of chocolate and
Again, another one, he has dessert after breakfast. It's not necessary. You don't need it.
Look, my mother-in-law got me these goat chocolates. I had
More
one, they weren't
chocolates.
amazing, but it was a really good box of
More kind of processed, desserty type things. I think Cheez-Its, aren't they kind of, they're not crisps, but they're just processed, like snacky things that you generally give children. I don't know if they're like marketed towards kids, but they're not part of a, they shouldn't really be a snack, really.
Cheez-Its, I'll give you that. So for dinner, we had pierogies, vegetarian meatloaf, and carrots. I'm not a pescatarian that's looking for the taste of meat, but it is wild how delicious.
Those pierogies look a little bit sad. I made pierogies with a friend of mine because it's part of her culture and stuff, so she makes them from scratch, and it's actually really easy to make pierogies, and they can be very, very tasty. I really enjoy them. The carrots are good, so she's got some veggies in there. Meatloaf, again, it's not something that we really have in the UK, so I'm not 100% on what it is, but from what I've heard, it's just kind of loads of different meat types smushed together. I'm not sure. It is protein, but it's not generally the best protein from what I've heard, but she can be forgiven for that, of course. And I think she said they're veggie pierogies, which is also good. I think I would assume this is sour cream, but I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a fairly okay dinner. It does look a little bit sad, so she could add some more veggies, some like broccoli or peas or even sweet corn, something like that, just to add some more colour to the plate and fill her up for very, very few calories. And she would be able to eat a lot of food and she would feel better for it as well due to the vitamins and minerals that she would be getting that she does seem to be missing out on otherwise. But yeah, it's not the worst dinner in the world.
This meatloaf is. We didn't have any sour cream in the house, so we used Greek yogurt with the pierogies, and I had some extra pierogies afterward. My fiance's piano student
Oh,
gave us some pastries. I had a little bit of quarter. Look how ooey gooey that is.
that pastry thing does look tasty, but I bet that's a calorie bomb that hits the stomach hard. But did look good, did look tasty. But she, much like the other ones, needs more fruit and veggies in her diet, and she should fill up on that rather than filling up on more pierogies. A different option that she could have taken was to have more carrots or some like cucumber sticks or something before she had more pierogies, just to see if she could fill up more on veggies. But yeah, it's not horrendous.
Here's what I eat in a day as a happy fat woman. I went to cat yoga this morning, so I needed a little
Cats are adorable.
pesto egg.
Don't eat when driving. Please don't do that. It is so dangerous and you don't need to do it. If you're that hungry that you feel the need to eat, pull over, have a break, eat your food, then keep driving. Don't eat and drive. You're going to cause an accident because you're distracted driving, and if there is an accident, even if it's not your fault, you're going to choke. Don't eat and drive. It is so dangerous.
I just malfunctioned. I got a breakfast sandwich from Starbucks, and then after the class, I needed.
And that breakfast sandwich was enormous. Again, you'd be much better off making it at home, but that cat yoga looked adorable. I'd love to do that. But yeah, don't eat and drive and make food at home. You'll be better off.
A little pizza. My pizza was so big for my air fryer that I had to use my little Christmas plate. I love her. Supposedly, you can get it on.
That pizza slice was huge, and she had more than one. Wow. Yeah, you don't need pizza that big. So this is the second takeout meal that she's had. She hasn't bought it today, she said. But that's still two takeout meals in one day so far. And I don't know how, I've said before, I don't know how they afford it. I couldn't afford to eat like this, even if I wanted to. It must be so expensive. They must have such good jobs to be able to afford it. It's just a bit nuts to me.
Online, Pier 1. Pier 1 is online. I loved learning that recently. Freaking out. Some family friends were over, so I went up and ate my pizza with my dogs begging for it. I let them lick the plate afterwards. I want my own cross. I had some Christmas cookies.
She said that she had friends over, so she ate with her dogs. Why wouldn't she eat with the company that she had? That's a bit odd. Unless I've misunderstood that. But having company over at your house and then taking food away to eat on your own with your dogs is a bit odd to me. I think if I was at somebody's house and somebody went away to eat food on their own, I wouldn't be offended, but I would find that a bit strange. I wonder if she did that because she didn't want them to see what she was eating. Otherwise, I can't really think of an explanation as to why you would do that.
These are Swedish cookies. My family makes them with a Swedish rolling pin. It's like a peasant's recipe. It's like flour, whipping cream, butter, and it's just like covered.
So she's got more desserts, and you don't need cookies. I mean, everyone loves cookies. I love to bake. I love cookies. But did she say how many she had?
I had some Christmas cookies.
She said some. So some could be 3, some could be 6, or it could be 10. So she didn't say that, unfortunately. But having 1 or 2 cookies is not a problem, obviously. And she's got her calendar up here, and it says December 2024, I think. So this is an old video. I just downloaded it earlier. But yeah, there's no harm in having cookies around Christmas time. That's not an issue. Just be mindful of how many treats you're allowing yourself, because people fall into the trap at holidays where they eat too much and then they gain 20 pounds over Christmas, and then they feel really, really guilty, and that fuels the new year, new me craze in January. So yes, have nice things, enjoy the season, but don't go too crazy, because you will feel bad for it, whether that's feeling bad emotionally about how you're looking, or if that's just in your body itself, just feeling heavy and a bit rough. Yeah, just be mindful of that. But again, no harm having a treat every now and then.
Butter, and it's just like covered in sugar with this very special Swedish rolling pin. Okay, catching up, I had some protein ranch flavored chips, and then we
just because they're protein chips doesn't make them good for you. So she's then had cookies, and then she's had chips. So you don't need 2 desserts. Again, crisps, in my opinion, are like a dessert. They're like a snacky thing that is superfluous, really, because you don't need them. I mean, they're tasty, but you don't need them. So it's a shame that she didn't have enough real food to fill her up to the point where she didn't feel the need to have 2 desserts. But she also didn't show how many she had, and that bag was huge. That looked like a family size sharing bag.
went over our friend's house for dinner. We had homemade latkes, we had these pastries called barekas, and we had vegetarian matzo ball soup. I've never had matzo ball soup before. It was so good.
That dinner looked really, really tasty, and it's really cool to try different foods from different places as well. So I have nothing to say about that, other than that soup in particular looked really, really good, with some nice veggies in there too. So yeah, very nice way to end the day, in my opinion.
Played a game, and then we had these brown butter chocolate chip cookies, and I needed a little more bareka because they were so delicious.
Well, she had some whole foods in there, and she had some nice tasty looking veggies at the end, but she had quite a lot of desserty kind of snacky foods. So she'd be better off eating actual real food and filling up with that rather than processed sugary stuff. But it was December, and although it's not an excuse, people do tend to be a bit more lax in December, so it's kind of understandable. But yeah, let's see what this lady is doing. Oh, I had to mute this one because she didn't say anything, and it was just music, and I'm worried about the copyright, so let's just see what she says. So her opener is, "What I eat in a day is a fatty who doesn't care about weight loss." So that's a good start. 9 a.m, 3 caramel slices for breakfast. They are my guilty pleasure. Dessert for breakfast. Terrible start. And these are incredibly rich. The ones that I've had here in the UK, they are very, very rich and, in my opinion, borderline sickly. And we get them as tiny squares, maybe 2 centimetres by 2 centimetres, so about an inch by inch square. And that's generally how you get them. These are pretty big, and I think one small UK size square is sickly, so I can't even fathom having 3 of them that are this size. She must feel pretty rough after that, I would assume. And again, it's going to spike her blood sugar levels. It's going to spike her insulin, and then she's going to be hungry again very, very soon. It wouldn't be surprised if this was a terrible day of eating, with sugar coming very soon after this, probably 2 hours. So I imagine by 11 o'clock she's eating something else. 12 p.m, my first of many road trip snacks was a ham and cheese roll, and it looks like she's bought it from somewhere. I could be mistaken though, but oh yeah, Baker's Delight. So I don't know if that is a store in the US, but it is pretty big, and it looks like it is absolutely covered in cheese on the top. Yeah, it is a massive, massive sandwich, and as I said in a previous video, if you're going on a road trip, just prepare food at home. You can make whatever you want. You can make tasty food, you can make really filling food, or if you get travel sick, you can make something that's a bit more easy on the stomach. As I've said before, again, I don't like to eat when I'm driving. It just makes me feel ill. And I've never been driving that long that I've needed to eat. So I've been on bus tours before in Australia, and we were on the bus for 13 hours, and even in that, didn't feel that needy to eat. So it always just astonished me how much food people tend to consume when they're driving. But yeah, that's just me. Anyway, let's continue with the video. Yeah, that's huge. She's having a massive bag of sharing crisps. I wonder if she shared with the driver. Again, don't eat and drive. Pull over, eat, and continue driving. 3 p.m. Mackie's pit stop, so she's having McDonald's at 3 p.m. Again, it's just terrible for you, and I bet she feels rough. I would feel horrendous. The driving combined with the really trashy food, it must just be mixing in her stomach and just sitting really, really heavily. And then you've got the motion of the car as well. Yeah, no. It's like if I'm driving, I'm fine. If I'm sitting in a passenger seat, I'm generally okay. If I'm in the back seat, and granted she's not, but if I'm in the back seat, I can't eat anything. It just makes me feel horrendous. But yeah, you just don't need McDonald's. Plan beforehand, plan before you leave. Make food at home and take that with you. Then you can always stop somewhere and get something if you need it. But in countries like the US and the UK, you can stop at supermarkets, and I don't believe for a single second that supermarkets in America don't have things like whole chicken to buy that are cooked, or chicken breast that is sliced and diced that you can buy. You can buy salad kits, so you can very easily buy a pack of chicken and a salad kit, mix them together, and you've got a really nice chunky meal that you can eat that won't be too heavy on your stomach, is tasty, and it will be far less calories than anything she's going to buy here, and it'll probably be cheaper as well. Obviously I'm not in the US, I don't know what your prices are, but I can't imagine a salad kit and some chicken will be more expensive than McDonald's. McDonald's is so expensive. Even here it's expensive. I was feeling a bit car sick, so just got a spicy chicken wrap by itself. I'm not surprised she's car sick. I'm not surprised at all. And if you're feeling car sick, having a spicy chicken wrap is probably not the best way forward. She probably would have been better off not eating anything, or if she could get some crackers or something from a supermarket, and having some water, maybe some ginger ale or something like that. But having spicy chicken wrap from McDonald's when you're feeling car sick, it's not the one. In my personal opinion, I wouldn't do that. That's a bit silly. Again, driving and eating, don't do that. Snacked on some bread as we made it to our destination, and they had a fasta pasta. I don't know what that is, but bread is delicious. I love bread. I love bread. I don't allow myself to have it though, because I love it too much. And she doesn't show lemon lime bitters or something. I had the most feral chicken risotto, not a vibe. I wonder if she doesn't like it because it's got veggies in it. I'm not trying to be snarky or anything like that, but I do wonder if she doesn't like it because of the veggies, because that looks pretty tasty to me. It's got a bit too much rice for my liking. I would have the ratios a lot more veggie than rice for me personally. But the chicken looks pretty good. It looks grilled based on what you can see at the top here. So this actually looks pretty nice. But she didn't seem to enjoy it, which isn't great. But she didn't show how much of the bread she ate. And I don't know if that drink she had just a minute ago was alcoholic. And alcohol has a surprising amount of calories in it. So just be mindful if you do drink that sort of stuff and you are being watchful of your intake. It's very sneaky. 7 p.m. Glad we got chips because I was grossed out by the chicken. So you're grossed out by grilled chicken in a restaurant, in a risotto, but you're not grossed out by McDonald's or eating cheese and ham massive sandwiches from random fast food chains. That always astonishes me. They're perfectly okay to eat fast food that probably comes frozen and is deep fried, but when you actually go to a restaurant where they cook things properly to an extent, then that's gross. is completely skewed in my opinion. I always find that bizarre. Oh, it's actual chips, yeah, as well. So chips and risotto is just carbs on carbs. You have one or the other. She just ate trash the entire day. It was just processed carbs. So I'm not surprised she felt car sick, and I bet she felt rough at the end of the day as well. And she wasn't driving for that long, so she left maybe, I don't know, 12 o'clock. And then she got to her destination about 7. So it's only 7 hours. It is a long time, yeah, but my driving lessons used to be 6 hours. And we didn't have a pit stop for food. We certainly didn't stop 3 times for food. So, yeah, just plan slightly better and you won't feel as rough.
Hello, here's what I eat. Today's Happy Fat Woman Hangover Edition.
So we're back to this young lady here. We've just seen her earlier, so we're going to see what she's doing today. And I've never had a hangover. As I said previously, I don't drink at all. So, but I have heard that a lot of people tend to eat grease and fat when they're hungover. So we may be in for a bit of a rough day. But we'll take into account that she is hungover and go from there.
I was really honestly nervous to post this one because it's a hangover food day and I've been getting a lot of hate comments, but we're gonna go.
I think it's sad that she's getting hate comments. That is unnecessary. But I wonder what she deems to be hate comments. If people are actually genuinely being nasty, that's uncalled for. But if people are telling her, maybe you don't need dessert for breakfast, I don't think that's hateful. She may not want to hear it, but I don't think it's hateful. But if you put yourself out online, then you can't expect people not to comment on it. That's just the way of the internet, unfortunately.
Start off the day with a breakfast sandwich.
That's enormous. Wow, that's a huge roll. Oh my goodness. And that's a lot of potatoes as well. One thing to think about with potatoes is when you're cooking them or you're preparing them, actually look at the complete potatoes and think, would I actually eat 3 whole potatoes? If I'm talking about the big baking ones, why did I normally eat 3 whole potatoes together? No. Well, why would I make mashed potatoes out of 3 potatoes and eat all of that? So that's something that I use quite a lot. So for this, I would look at all those new potatoes and think, well, how many new potatoes am I actually eating in this portion? And think, well, I wouldn't normally eat that much, so I'm not going to eat it in this form either. And it's something to do with chips too. Chips are sneaky. You can very easily eat 2-3 potatoes and chips and not realise it.
Eggs, cheese, tomato, potatoes, delicious. I wanted some truffles. I thought I wanted milk chocolate.
Dessert for breakfast or dessert for post-breakfast snack.
I didn't. I wanted dark chocolate and white chocolate. I had some hummus with some crackers watching Halloween Town. And then we went back.
Hummus and crackers is nice, but that already looks like she's eaten a lot of crackers unless it was already open. But as I said, crackers are very, very easy to overeat on. Just be so careful with them. The calories rack up so fast.
Back to the scene of the crime of the hangover to have some games. Had 2 little Hershey Kisses.
More
and
chocolate.
Then we decided to take out the desserts from last night.
She's already had dessert.
So I had the cinnamon swirl and this
Well,
little
they're not
brownie.
too bad. It's not massive. I was expecting worse. But brownies are good. I love a brownie. And this cinnamon roll, it looks a bit sad, to be honest. But, yeah, tasty.
Shaped with a hocus pocus. And we ended the night at Taco Bell.
1, 2, 3, and then 4. That's half the quesadilla.
Yeah, that's a bit nuts. And having 2 of these, the quesadilla and the burrito, is uncalled for. Especially because this is fast food as well. So these are going to be very calorie dense and probably not filled with the best ingredients in the world. I think we've recently had Taco Bell come to the UK. I've never had it. It's not something that I'm interested in. But this just, again, looks sad. It's just so beige. Even though it's got veggies in here, you can see, I think it looks like pepper. It's just smothered in cheese and grease and fat and, yeah, just not good. You'd be much better off having one, so either the quesadilla or the burrito, and then having salad-y, lettucey veggies on the side. Again, filling up on veggies is much better for you than filling up on 2 bunches of carbs, especially when they're processed and fried and takeout. So this day must have been extortionately expensive for her. Everything's just takeout.
Is my 4th piece.
Along with that quesadilla, I also had a bean burrito. And there's 555. Good things coming. Love you.
Okay, well, that
This is
is the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Thank you for being here. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of it, and if you have some similar opinions or if you think differently. I'd love to know about it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.